All right, so we are going to do some solving here. And unfortunately for 9 and 10, once we solve it, we're also going to have to do one more extra step because we're going to have to find the expression of, based on what we get. So right here, the opposite of square rooting is squaring, so we get negative 27x plus 19 is equal to, and when I square this, oh, by the way, this is a negative sign, I'm sorry. So in the problem, that is a minus 1. So we'll get 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. And it's apparent, based on the 9x squared, that we have a quadratic equation, or a quadratic relationship function. So we're going to have to get everything equal to 0, factor, and solve. So I'm going to add 27x and minus 19 on both sides. So I'll get 0 is equal to 9x squared plus 21x minus 18. And so to factor this, the factors of 9 are 3 and 3 most likely, or 9 and 1. The factors of 18, and I'm going to worry about that minus in a second, are 2 and 9 and 3 and 6. So when I'm doing my factoring, I know I'm going to have my x's here. I'm going to have one positive and then one negative to get my negative 18. And so since this is a negative term, I'm essentially going to multiply one number here by another number here. I'm going to get a number that is larger than 28. And then I'm going to multiply the other factor here to the other factor here and subtract that product from my original product, and I'll get 21. And I can't help but notice that 3 times 9 is 27, and 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract those and you get 21. So we have 3 and 3, and we're going to have positive 9 and negative 2, which means my solutions are going to be negative 3, because 9 over 3 is 3, and it has to be negative to get my 0. And then my other answer is going to be 2/3. And the problem tells me that I need my positive answer, in which case that's 2/3. So unfortunately, we're going to have to take this and plug it into 3x. So we have 3 times 2/3 for a grand total of 2. All right, the last, number 10, gotta love it. We are trying to solve a polynomial fractional problem. And I know that if I multiply everything by the least common denominator, I will get rid of my denominators and I'll just have a really nice equation. And my least common denominator is actually going to be x plus 2 times x plus 3. So what is this fraction missing? Well, this fraction is missing x plus 3. X plus 3 times x is simply, use a different color. So, and so we get x squared plus 3x. And the denominator is going to cancel because I'm also going to be multiplying by x plus 2. So and those cancel out. That's why I don't have any denominator. So then over here I just have plus 2 because x plus 2 times x plus 3 divided by x plus 2 times x plus 3 is just 1. And so then that's going to equal, and then what's missing here, because that's going to cancel out, we have x plus 2, so we have 5x plus 10. All right, so now quadratic again, get it all equal to 0, factor, we're good. So then I'm going to subtract 5x and subtract 10. So that's going to give me x squared minus 2x, subtract the 10, minus 8, which is equal to 0, which gives me x plus 2, let's do that one, and x minus 4 is equal to 0. And so we get an answer of 4 and negative 2. And, but wait a second. I have two answers, and it wants me to put them in here and find that for one. So one of these two answers cannot be right. Well, if I look at my original equation, I notice I have an x plus 2. And if I have x is equal to -2, and I plugged in the -2, -2 plus 2 is 0. That would give me a denominator of 0. I can't have that. No. So, what that means is I can throw out this answer. Hey, school's over. I can throw out that answer and only use the 4. So I have 1/2 times 4, which is equal to 2. All right.